What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode. I'm pretty stoked for this video tonight. We are testing out a DRT. This is sent in by one of you guys, and I really appreciate whenever you guys send me broadheads to test. And if you want me to continue to do these broadhead testing videos, let me know what kind of broadheads you guys want me to test next down in the description below. And also, if you're feeling generous and you want to send me some, my mailing address is down in the description. But once again, running the TSA, the stock archery arrows. This is the Silent Series 4mm 12.7 grains per inch, and this is quite the heavy hitter. I've had pigs here anywhere between 7:30 and right after dark the last couple of nights, so hoping that the pigs will move early. This is going to be a pretty good test run. I've got some decent sized pigs that are coming into this spot right here. You guys know that this is one of my favorites. I call this the tank blind. Before we get all the way into this video here, I want to leave you guys with the verse of the day. Here it is. It comes from Proverbs chapter 13 verse 3. And it says, "Those who control their tongue will have a long life. Opening your mouth can ruin everything." That is in the NLT version. I have found myself many a times where I've spent too much time talking, and I'm good at trying to justify and make excuses for some of my sins, and that's not the right thing to do. But opening your ears lets you do a multitude of things. When your ears are open, hopefully you're gaining wisdom. But if you're not talking, you may be reading. You're soaking in wisdom there in that aspect. I know a lot of times I can make a fool of myself by letting my mouth run, but moral of the story is, if you're listening instead of talking, there are certain people that God will put in your life that are there for a reason, for a multitude of reasons, but one of those may be to be influential in your life. And if you're too busy talking, that person can't talk and share wisdom with you, and that may be part of God's plan for your life. So just keep that in mind. I'm always a big advocate for more listening and less talking. I'm sure for any of you that are still in school, especially you younger kids and young adults out there that may be watching, I'm sure your teachers would probably appreciate more listening and less talking as well. But with that being said, let's go ahead and get into this video here. It's going to be a great afternoon. Guys, did the Lord ever bless us this evening? Because I thought it was going to be a long wait. It's 7:53, and my goodness, that was awesome. That arrow passed through. These stock archer arrows, guys, have just been absolute hammers for me here lately. And if you guys want to pick some up, the link is down in the description below. That was a nice hog, pretty nice lone boar. I'm gonna give it somewhere in that 150 to 175 pound range, just rough guessing it. I didn't get a really close look. This pig literally walked out almost underneath me. Like, if I wanted to, I could have spit on it. That's how close it was. It was crazy. But the wind was just ideal. It was so perfect. I had the wind blowing across my face away from that pig, so it actually came in upwind of me. And it popped out to the feeder that first time you guys saw him. And it started feet up there, and then it bounced out. And I'm like, oh, shoot. Hopefully it's not smelling where I walked. But then it fed down lower, which is kind of typical for the pigs here at this spot. They'll try to work up towards that feeder, and they'll pull off, and they'll feed down low and try to come in at a different angle. But it was just perfect. I mean, 13 yards or so, and I hate that stupid tree limb right there is in the way. I trimmed it back in the winter, and it's grown so much since everything's greened up around here, and that since it has all the leaves on it now, that limb's kind of sagged and gotten in the way. But anyway, I just 12 ring that hog right behind the shoulder. It looks like it exited probably opposite side shoulder. I heard that pig run right around the corner and stop. It's like right here. It didn't even go 20 yards in total, 25 yards. This DRT head may be one of my new favorites. Like, that was incredible. I don't know why, but shooting a pig with a bow just never gets old. Man, it makes me so stinking excited. So glad that we got another pig on the ground, another broadhead tested. As a matter of fact, that one's going to stay in my quiver for a little while, at least. I want to try it out on some deer and see how it works when deer season gets here before we know it. But that being said, I'm going to throw the thermocell in my pocket because the mosquitoes are absolutely terrible right now, and we are going to go find our pig. Shouldn't be too much trouble, but I'm going to get packed up. Let's get down there and go find our pig. Thank the Lord for another safe and successful hunt. So, man, I'm stoked, guys. Be sure that you're subscribed to the channel so you don't miss out on all this fun action that I do all the time. Always hog hunting and always having a blast with it. So be sure that you're subscribed, and do me a huge favor, guys. Share this video to one person, 2 people, 3 people. Share it to some friends and some family, and let's continue to have fun, and let's continue to see the growth on this channel so you guys can keep seeing the videos that you love. At first glance I can tell I lost the fletching, but that's kind of expected with those shoulder shots like that. They are hard on arrows. But let's get this guy washed off, see what kind of damage we're looking at, seeing as how I sent it to that shoulder bone. A little bit of, it's probably hard for you guys to tell, it's probably not going to focus, but quite a bit of bleeder blade damage there. It's got those edges folded over, but a file will fix those really quickly. I love this single bevel design, and I love that it's sharpened back here on the back end as well. Now that it's focused, you guys may be able to see that bevel damage there on those bleeder blades, but like I said, a little file, fix those right up, and they'll be ready to slide right back in the quiver. Super cool. Like I said, did lose a fletching here, but again, those shoulder bones and those rib bones are really hard on fletchings. Now that that's said, let's start in here and see if we can find us some blood. Now, I know that pig cut right through this direction, and with as big as that hog was and with as hairy as it is, we may not see a whole lot to begin with, but I really kind of expect that out of a fixed head usually. I love hunting from an elevated position because 99% of the time your broadhead is going to exit low, which is going to produce a better blood trail for you a lot of the time. see what we got going on up in here. Not coming on it yet. I know that pig didn't make it back through the fence, but I usually like to start from square one, but square one is in that, and if I step in that, well, I may not get out. It's pretty nasty stuff right now. Part of the broadhead testing portion of these videos is finding a blood trail, and sometimes that can be difficult to do with the greenery that we have right now. And it's pretty much 100% guaranteed that every time pigs will run in the thickest mess imaginable. And I just looked out that way and there's an arrow, one of my old arrows. That's kind of funny. Here we go. Finally. See it like this right here on these thorns and stuff, guys? It's crazy. Because you're walking along and that gets me every once in a while. You're like, oh yeah, there's blood. And then you look here, you can see how close that can be sometimes, especially as it gets darker. But let's push through here a little bit further. Still seeing some really good stuff. Some really good stuff up here. Oh yeah, we're painting the brush now. That's what I like to see. So far this blood trail is A1. Love it. That pig cut up somewhere. Where'd you go? Still headed this direction. Oh yeah. Oh my goodness. Look at this, guys. That whole, all this brush, all this briars and brush and stuff is completely tainted. That's what I like to see. I was starting to get worried there for a second. Hey pig. This pig is much bigger than I thought it was. And I'm so just blown away by how far it ran. I was off by 50 yards. Well, in total it ran about 55 yards. I said it only ran 20, but my shot was actually a touch higher than I thought it was going to be. But I know it exited low and it was quartering away, so I had to have caught the old lungs there and then hit the hard on the way out and on the way through. There's my exit right there, low on the shoulder. That's exactly where the heart is. I'm just blown away at how far this pig ran, being for sure got lungs and for sure nailed the heart on the way through, and it still ran, oh my gosh, a good 55 yards or so. Incredibly tough, and it came through this mess, so you guys can tell I'm pretty much in the jungle. That's solid briars and grapevine and just trash brush, and he plowed through them, went through a fence, bulldozed through it, and then here we are. Matter of fact, came right up this trail, but took me through the thick stuff like they always do, and then landed here in the grapevines and the briars. So not bad. It's a solid hog, no doubt. But thank you guys so very much for watching, and once again I hope that y'all enjoyed this one. Let me know some other broadheads that y'all want me to test, and if you're feeling generous and you want to send me some to try out that you guys may have laying around extras, then that would be great. My mailing address is down in the description below, and we will get out here and we will test them on some more big hogs like this. But the DRT performed like a champ, and once I got about 15 or so yards in, my blood trail opened up and it was incredible. So really loving this head. Seems to be pretty darn tough after going through right through the shoulder of this big boar, and so I have no complaints. I think it will stay in my quiver for a little while amongst many other different broadheads. You guys ask me what my favorite is all the time, and well, it's just hard to say because I use so many different heads all the time. There's a lot of good ones out there. There's a lot of good ones out there that I won't use too, but that will be a story for a different time. Thank you guys so very much for watching. I appreciate all the love and support from all of y'all. Y'all have been hitting it pretty hard and letting the videos do really, really well here lately, and so for that I owe you a big thank you. Keep it up, guys. Be sure to share this video if you enjoyed it. Hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you in just a few days. Down to the river, every man has felt the shame. All our blood, it runs the same. Father, hear us as we pray.